Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the music groups that might be heavily influenced, copying, and or in debt to another act.
Yeah, you shook me out.
Number 10, Hinder.
It's really good to hear your voice saying my name. It sounds so sweet coming from the lips of an angel. Hearing those words, it makes me weak.
In the early 2000s, Hinder emerged during a new phase of modern rock. Their intense sound fits right in with other post-grunge acts. While you could compare them to other 1990s bands, you could argue that they live in the shadow of Nickelback.
Every memory of looking out the back door. I have a photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye.
That's not the nicest comparison when their tracks could be considered derivative and safe. They might come from a familiar style, but Hinder also toured with Nickelback. In a similar vein, Creed is another contemporary thrown in with these artists.
Above the others, we'll fly. This brings tears to my eyes, my sacrifice.
It doesn't help that all three bands have deep-voiced vocalists and an emphasis on heavy guitars. Number 9, the Nickerbachers.
But who do you think you are, girl, to lead me on this way? Hey, lies, lies, I can't believe a word you say.
Unsurprisingly, the Beatles influenced a number of artists in the 1960s. This includes a less remembered group named the Nickerbockers. In terms of pop rock and singing styles, their song Lies sounds more than a little like I Wanna Hold Your Hand.
When I say that's on you, I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand.
The British invasion likely struck a chord with the band, with this act's brief success partially tied to the movements. Unable to maintain commercial attention, the lineup didn't survive too long. Their original run only lasted until the early 1970s, with many members leaving for other ventures. The New Jersey band might be best remembered in the context of the Liverpool juggernauts.
I got a one-track mind. Maybe I'm a stubborn fool. Somebody please tell me what to do.
Number 8, Wolfmother. Arriving in the 2000s, this band came ready with some musical firepower. Their punchy songs like Woman walk in the footsteps of other hard rockers.
She's a woman, you know what I mean. You better listen to me. Yeah. She's gonna set you free. Yeah.
You could mention Zeppelin, but they also have a spirit that reminds people of Black Sabbath. Frontman Andrew Stockdale has a bit of Ozzy Osbourne in his voice, reaching high notes with an almost metal flair.
Those gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. In the fields of bodies burning.
Stockdale even mentioned guitarist Tony Iommi as one of his musical influences. If Sabbath was reimagined for a wild party, Wolfmother would be just the band to pull it off. They're easily able to translate classic ideas into modern tracks.
As she's standing in the field of clover, watching out every day. What would happen if you took her away?
Number 7, Jet. Unless you're a diehard fan, you probably know this band for their biggest single. Jet came on the scene with their hit, Are You Gonna Be My Girl?
I know where and God must have said before I let you get away. Yeah. I said, are you
gonna be my girl.
It's a catchy tune, but it bears some resemblance to an Iggy Pop number. Band members like Nick Sester argue it's a Motown ripoff, but it's fair to say Pop's Lust for Life is another potential match.
Well, I'm just a modern guy. The girls I've had it in the ear before. Got a lust for life.
Not only that, the Australian group could have had a formal connection to AC/DC. Sester even auditioned to fill in for Brian Johnson at one point. Their riffs and rhythms feel at home in another decade, earning them both new and old fans. Number 6, The Struts. One glimpse at this band and you'll imagine any number of old rock stars. Once they start playing, their glam and hard rock influences emerge. This includes some homages to the all-powerful Queen. With songs like Could Have Been Me, listeners can hear the lineage of British music. They bring the same kind of upbeat and arena-like style rock to their tracks. Singer Luke Spiller could even be a match for Freddie Mercury's 1970s looks. With a focus on vintage sounds and sensibilities, the Struts bring back a fun-filled take on rock. They've even covered classics like We Will Rock You.
You got mud on your face, you be a disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing we will rock you.
Number 5, Airborne. On your first listen, you know these Aussies love the history of rock and metal. You can also hear fellow countrymen and their sound. Listening to a single like Runnin' Wild, the band seems to channel the artist behind Highway to Hell. There's lots of 1970s and 1980s influence running through their albums, like No Guts, No Glory to Bone Shaker. On some tracks, audiences might hear something close to Angus Young's guitar. It might be unfair to put Australian icons up against them, but it's not a bad thing to be spoken of in the same breath.
Together we stand, together we fall, 'cause it's all for one, and one for all. It's all for rock and roll.
Number 4, Creed.
Can you take me higher to a place where blind men see?
When Creed came out, they helped fill the void after a decade of alternative releases. Their rock productions featured fuzzy guitars and a notable vocal sound. As Scott Stapp's voice washes over you, you might even compare him to Eddie Vedder. The group arguably owes some of their success to bands like Pearl Jam.
Breathe in, rest his head on a pillow made of concrete again. Oh, breathe in, maybe he'll see a little better Saturdays.
Some people have made the comparison, but rarely does the younger group come out on top. One of Stapp's bandmates went after Vedder in the press, but they've avoided any kind of real feud. On the surface, listeners might find the similarities hard to dismiss.
With arms wide open, under the sunlight, welcome to this place. I'll show you everything. With arms wide open.
Number 3, Kingdom Come. Before Greta Van Fleet, Kingdom Come received criticism for being too close to Led Zeppelin.
There are those lonely times and then there's happiness. Now it's time we're gonna do what we do best. Get it on,
The German band released their self-titled debut in 1988. Upon further reflection, the group did have something of a link to the British legends. They have a splash of Zeppelin mixed with a number of acts from the 1980s hard rock scene. Unfortunately, they weren't able to replicate their success. The comparisons are hard to deny after hearing What Love Can Be. Singer Lenny Wolf has the tone of a young Robert Plant, making anthems and ballads sound pretty close to the older musicians.
Now that you come and set me free, and now that I know what love can be.
Number 2. Greta Van Fleet.
Stepping in the highway, girl, 'cause I wanna burn my gas. There's one girl that I know I'm never gonna pass. She is my special, she is my special, she is my midnight, yeah.
If you like classic rock, Greta Van Fleet certainly delivers on a nostalgic sound. They also seem a lot like one band in particular. When you hear a song like Highway Tune, you'll hear some familiar wailing from the singer. To call Led Zeppelin an influence might be an understatement.
Maybe it's a word that only leaves you kissing. Against your final thing, you really ought to know.
Fleet deserves some credit for their production values, mimicking some of Zeppelin's tunes with pinpoint accuracy. They've received mixed reactions for being able to imitate the older group. Haters might call them a glorified cover band, but that doesn't discount their ability to play catchy hooks and grooves. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Led Zeppelin. Many musicians have ripped them off, but Led Zeppelin isn't exactly an original concept. They culled together plenty of influences from blues and rock history.
Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, is there still time to change the road you're on? Remember that.
When they aren't covering legends, they're running dangerously close to other people's songs. Their classic Stairway to Heaven was even the subject of a plagiarism dispute. While they won that case, the band members haven't denied how much they've been inspired by others. The songwriter Willie Dixon was given credit on A Whole Lotta Love after a lawsuit. Zeppelin might be the epitome of turning a predecessor's work into an international success. Did we forget another band that might have been a ripoff? Let us know in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.